8,500. That lets me know about what your tops are.
In some other areas where glider ports are operating close to small airports,
Right.
they have worked on agreements where for tow planes and the gliders, where the gliders have a certain transponder port assigned just for gliders
Right.
throughout the whole year. So they all squawk the same number year in and year out.
And we could do that. The problem we have is our radar coverage is so poor.
Yeah.
I mean, we can work on that agreement.
Yeah.
And I can, if you got enough, you know, literally we could give any glider a transponder code. And like you say, the same one would work for any of them. Right now, we have set codes for the state police helicopter and the two lifeguards that do the hospitals.
Yeah.
They're on their set codes all the time. So as soon as he goes airborne, I know who he is.
Yeah.
And we leave it that way all the time. And he just calls us in and out.
Jim Kellett, the regional director, was just here, told me after he left that SSA, after the accident amended,
Yeah, they're working on it.
recommended that all gliders would be required to have transponders, which we'd like to see if they have, but we don't want to require. As of February 10th, if everything goes through, we're going to have a discrete glider code nationwide 0000.
Oh, really? I hadn't heard that either.
Yeah, supposedly that's being negotiated right now between SSA and FAA, and he said it sounds like it's going through unless there's some major trouble.
Okay. Well, like I say, anything like that to let us know that that's what it is. In other words, I would like to know that it's a glider versus a 1200 code that just happens to be passing through and I get a couple hits on it.
Yeah.
Again, still, the most important thing for me at Roanoke is the phone call or the radio call to let me know you're up there. Because everything else is on an advisory basis, but it lets me know ahead of time, hey, be aware that there's glider activity out there. If you're going down toward Blacksburg, again, we have very poor radar coverage down there. 3,500 foot at Blacksburg is more than likely I'm not going to see them if they're anywhere other than south and east of the airport. And I know you all run that ridge down there a lot of times. If you let us know we're headed down that way, at least we can let the traffic know in and out of Blacksburg that, hey, be alert for glider activity.
Are there any typical traffic patterns in Blacksburg?
No. I mean, again, yeah, our radar coverage down there is so bad. Kevin, we see the quadrant from about east to about south, and that's all we see down there at all. Once they're south of the airport, we're not going to get them until they get down toward Pulaski, and then they get in the valley, we can see them. And anything north and from north around through south, we're not going to see them at all. And again, like I say, I don't see that changing here at Roanoke. The air traffic portion has said we want the radar up on the mountain anywhere. We'd like to have Round Knob, which is just south of the airport, just to get a little higher. The people who maintain it don't want it anywhere other than on the airport because of the maintenance on it. I mean, they're out there every day working on it. It's a very high maintenance piece of equipment because it's so old.
Probably an eBay buying too.
Let me tell you, it's just to relate a story. I was talking to today. Like I said, we've been to one channel of radar for about 6 weeks, and it's a part they need. They can switch back and forth, so they tune up one channel, and then they switch the part over here, and then we run on that channel for a while they work on this one. Well, they ordered a part, and it came in, and the truck driver ran over it. This is not a part that you can buy everywhere. This is a part they have to find. And now there's a part in Pensacola that we were hoping to have in May that's going to allow us to run 2 radar feeds onto one scope, which would allow us to run the center radar feed out of Bedford, which actually is better radar for us, but we don't like to use it because it increases our separation to 5 miles and it updates us slow. Ours turns 13 times a minute, theirs turns about 7 times a minute. So the updates are really slow for what we do. For the guys watching center, they're all in line, they don't mind that. But we're going to be able to get both feeds. Our hope is on Virginia Tech days, we will have the center radar so we can actually watch the people go out and shoot the approach and come in and kind of speed that operation up, because right now it's strictly a 1 in and 1 out operation, and it just slows everything down. We've been lucky last year. Virginia Tech game days were all fantastic weather, so that helped out a lot. But like I say, I love talking to you all. I'm going to come up and see you fly again, maybe take a ride again. I enjoyed it when I went up the last time. in the middle of November, it's not the best time. But I would try to get up there.
Some of your colleagues, there, some of your
Yeah.
controllers.
Well,
Talk about it.
well, that's what I try to do. I try to stress to them, go out, take a ride, and see
Yeah,
what
sure.
you do. That way, they're more susceptible to when they get the phone call that the glider's flying. Hey, people, the gliders are flying. Put the circle up there so the next guy knows it too. Any other questions? Thank you again for having me.
Peter, do you want to say a few words about aircraft inspections and maintenance?
Well, I haven't prepared anything because I called Kevin actually 5:45, and he told me I needed to talk about maintenance.
I can give plenty of time.
Actually, what we have started now with Ed Holland doing a lot of, or most of our inspections, that all the gliders will be annual during the cleanup days. There are a couple that are due in the spring and a few in the fall. So on Saturday, I need some help to annual the gliders. I mean, this way it's easy for everybody to remember. If it's after cleanup day and we missed one glider, it will be placards will put it out of service. But that way we don't forget when it happened. So it will always be on cleanup day. Right?
And then squawks.
Yeah, if you see something wrong with a glider and you're not quite sure, call me, talk to me, or find somebody else. Don't fly it if you're unsure. The other one is just don't walk away from it then either, and don't tell anybody. I need to know about it. There's a whiteboard on the door in the hangar where you can use it to put some notes or squawks down. There's also now on our wiki page, there's a page for each glider where you just type in what's wrong with it. It's really easy to, or if you can fix it, fix it. Even better. Tow planes, I'll take care of those, and I have lots of help from John and Bill and some other people. So they're in good shape. We just finished the annual on the Pawnee. Our Collier is due in August. The LS6, our new club glider, is due also in the summer, and it is close to when my glider is due. And what I think we'll do is that I'll be there when we annual this glider and my glider at the same time. So LS6 and LS8 is the same cockpit, the same push rods, the same pieces. So that way I'll watch it. And Jim Wittenberg is the ship captain for the LS6. He will take care of it. Most likely be there too. So mainly for everybody, the club ships are due on cleanup day. A few in the fall and a couple in the spring. Any questions? Any suggestions? That's it.
I did bring half a dozen LS6 manuals with me if you just grab one of those and you think you're going to find the aircraft this year. I have those available. John, you want to say something about accident response plan?
Yeah, briefly, every silver lining has a cloud. 99.9% of the time, we enjoy the joy of soaring. In the event of an accident or incident, things turn dark very fast, get very dark. Deal with it. We have an accident response plan. Deals with what needs to be done immediately, within the first minute or two of finding out something bad has happened. Then what happens next, and then what you do when you have a little bit more time, and finally talking to insurance companies and all those sorts of things. It's divided out. So the first page is an accident that's on or near our airport. Second page is when you have an accident at a remote site. Some different things kick into effect there. Third section is simply the general information, how to deal with the news media, how to deal with family members, how to deal with police, what the NTSB is going to be looking for, how do you notify them when you pick up the phone, or whoever's going to tell them what sort of information do they have to have. There's a whole list of things that they want to know when you call in a problem. We have copies of this posted at each telephone